Hey guys, this is Pat Houston here giving you the best of what's around. Today I wanted to talk about what does it take for you to make it? Like what exactly does it take? Not a lot of people talk about what is involved in just persevering to get ahead. And I'll say about three things that I can actually identify that um, I know that it takes to get to the next level in life to make it in general. The first thing that it takes is sacrifice. You will sacrifice everything. If you've ever seen Avengers Infinity War and, he has to kill his daughter and, he gets to the point where he snaps his fingers and, ends the galaxy or half of it. Um, that's what it takes. And he goes like, what did it take to get this? And he goes like everything. And that's what it is. Like um, so far in my experience, where I just decided to just stop playing and go for it, a lot of things that I sacrificed are a lot of my hobbies. I stopped working out. Excuse me, I stopped riding my bike almost altogether. Um, I work out very intermittently, but I even see that that's sort of in the way. So that's one of those things like general hobbies, playing video games, playing with a train set, shooting. I used to do a lot of shooting and all that other stuff, and I just sacrificed it. I don't I don't care. I don't care about that at all. I care about the delayed gratification. I care about like what can I stop now because when I get it later, it'll be that much better. Or maybe not. I don't know. But so far, the way I see it is, right now you have to sacrifice everything. The second thing that it takes, I think, is urgency. Urgency is big, and nobody talks about urgency. Like, nobody, like, if you have to do, like, first of all, there's a million tiny things that you have to do to get to the big thing. I don't know if that's like resonating correctly, but like, you have to do a lot of little stuff to put yourself in a certain position to get to the bigger things. For instance, just starting from the bottom, just doing something like getting a driver's license. Getting a driver's license means you actually have to go down to the DMV. I don't know. Maybe they have some kind of cliff notes for the driver's license book online or something like that. I took my driver's license like my learner's permit like 10 years ago. But again, starting, you have to go down to the DMV. You have to get the book. You have to actually read the book. You have to read the book about 10 or 11 times for you to get it. You actually have to study the book. You have to, you know, get the money and get the time to go down to the DMV to take your learner's permit. You might fail. You might pass. And then once you have your learner's permit, now you have to go, if you have a friend, you have to bug that friend for for time with his car and him to teach you how to, drive, to teach you how to drive and park. And then if you don't have that friend, I have a rule, my number one rule in life ever since I was 18 years old. My number one rule in life was to never rely on anyone ever. So I actually went to a driving school. I went to a driving school. I paid a guy $100, and then once it was time for me to take my driving test, there was another car there that I hired for $50, and all he literally did was take me on the route of how to drive. And then I got in the car, and then he got out the car, and then the actual instructor got in the car, and he took me on the exact same route. I just did the same thing again. So that's one of those things where, that's just a microcosm and things that you have to do. You just have to position yourself. It's work. Everything is work. That's something that it takes to be successful. And I think the third thing that it takes to be successful is a sense of delusion. A sense of, even though stuff is bad, things you have to just kind of keep like almost delusionally optimistic perspective. You deal with reality, but you don't focus on reality. You have to be like, if you fail. I was looking at this one movie with Tiffany. I love to watch trashy newer trashy black exploitation movies. I was watching this movie with Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. I can't remember the name of it, but I think the point of it was he had to get his high school diploma. I think it was night school. And the whole point of the movie was Kevin Hart was dyslexic. Tiffany Haddish was his instructor. And when it came to him to take his GED test, he might have failed. It was like a whole point at the end of the movie. He might have failed about 8 or 9 times, and nobody really noticed that lesson, but there was a lesson there. Yeah, fail. Like if he'd have just been like, you know what, fuck it, I can't do it. That's it. I'm done. That was a real lesson that a lot of people miss. But you will fail. You will keep failing, and failing hurts, and nobody wants to fail. But you have to be delusionally optimistic. Like, I failed, but I learned what not to do. The Thomas Edison quote was, I didn't fail at making a light bulb. I just found 120 different ways not to make a light bulb before I actually made the damn light bulb. So those are 3 things that I think, at least, there's way more, but there's the 3 things that I think that it takes to be successful. You are going to have to sacrifice everything. You are going to have to be delusional. And you're also going to have to work your ass off. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. This video ran a little bit long. Live high, live mighty, live righteously. Take it easy, guys.